Today we got George Williams from Nissus joining us. George, how are you doing?
I am doing fantastic. TGI Friday.
Yeah, yeah, right, for sure. Weekend's coming. It's a little cold and rainy up here right now, but spring's right around the corner. Those ants and everything's going to be going crazy. You guys got to be getting busy as well, right?
Correct, correct. And the thing about spring these days is you don't know whether it's going to be 70 and sunny or 30 and snowy. Times have changed.
Yeah, yeah. And where I am, upstate, we still have snow in the forecast next week. It's crazy, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
So, tell us a little bit about you and how you got into this, and where you came from, and how you got involved with Nisys.
Ooh, well, that's a long tale, but
Uh oh.
so I've been doing this. God, it's got to be about 32 years now,
Wow.
if not longer. I started. It's kind of a funny way I got into the industry. So I was going to school in Brooklyn for advertising and marketing, going to college, and my dad was sick, and he was at the Veterans Hospital in Brooklyn. So going over the bridge, paying the tolls, paying for gas, and then he was at the hospital in Jersey. Verrazano Bridge and those tolls, and when you're a young kid, man, you need some money. So my buddy owned a pest control company, and back then, termites were a lot busier than what they are now, and needed laborers. So he said, "Hey, you can make some good money doing termite work." And so I joined the company, and he said, "Oh, you got to get your license. Instead of just digging trenches, you'll make more money." So got my license, and then I went out to SUNY Farmingdale, Cornell Cooperative Extension, and there was this crazy entomologist doing a seminar, to get us credits for our license, and turns out it's Doc Frischman, and I talked to him during the break, and Doc Frischman's like, "Make it a career; it'll be the best thing you did in your life," and he was right. So that
Wow.
was many moons ago, and so I was with that company for a while, small company, and then York Distributors needed a sales rep for Long Island, Queens, and I joined them. And after about a year, they needed help in New England, so I moved up to New England with them. And with
Wow.
about a year, they weren't really doing that well. And then Van Waters and Rogers, which became eventually Univar and Viserys, they needed to open a Boston office, and I joined them, and I was with them for like 25 years. Joined a pest control company for about 7, went back to Univar, and then about 15 months ago, I joined Nisys, and so I've
Wow.
a wide swath in the industry.
Yeah, you've took the roundabout route.
I sure have.
Holy cow! And do you have to say an entomologist that specializes in structural pest management? Do you have to say crazy entomologist, or is that just can we assume that?
I think anybody in this industry
Right.
can dabble in the crazy, from the office people,
Yeah,
that all too
for
well,
sure, for sure.
the therapists of our industry, taking all the calls, to the technicians in the field that handle it, to the technical people. I mean, we have seen it all. So.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So tell me a little bit about Nisus. Like when we think of Nisus, what is it most known for? What comes to mind first?
Well, it started with the borate technology and Boracare, and that was the flagship product, and it's still the mothership of the company. And it started with Bud and Pat, the owners of the company, that created this awesome product that fit the need for structural pest control. And it was a one man band back then. And then as the years have gone on, the company's evolved, and a lot more products have been added to the portfolio, and now it's the company that it has become today, which is a respected distributor in the industry.
Yeah. So are most of your products borate related?
Correct, correct.
Okay.
We don't dabble in the liquid insecticide arena. At this time, we utilize a lot of products that are earth friendly, so to speak, and
Mhm.
borate technology does have that moniker, and rightfully so. It's an effective product for controlling pests without leaving that big carbon footprint that you get from some of the other traditional insecticides. So we do take a strong look at anything that's coming down the pike. We have a phenomenal technical team that will really vet products before they even remotely come close to being on the market, and we'll make sure they'll be a good fit from a business aspect, but also from a technical aspect, because we need it to work, but we also need it to to fit the business model of today's pest control company.
Yeah, for sure. So now, being borate centric, do you feel like is that a product class or an active ingredient class that is a little bit more sheltered from some of the regulatory threats that we see with like neonicotinoids and pyrethroids?
Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of challenges obviously with the technologies that are out there today, and it's not an inexpensive task to bring a product to market. And the regulatory pipeline is a much longer one now too. So, things that used to happen in a 15-month period are now taking 2 and 3 years. So hopefully
Wow.
that'll change for the better for the industry. But the borate technology, it is really a sledgehammer of a product. And, we've seen it with our Nibor DIGR and how well that's done in the field for cockroaches and flies. But, going back to the Nibor D dust, I mean, that product can be sprayed, it can be foamed, it can
Mm.
be, injected into voids. And it really does a number on, cockroaches and small flies and crawling insects. So, I think people, with disodium octaborate tetrahydrate, DOT is the acronym.
Mhm.
That product, mixes a lot differently. It's more water soluble than boric acid, traditional boric acid. It's friendlier on surfaces where it's not as slippery, as you get with the traditional boric acid. And then, it is not caustic to metals. So,
Mm.
with that, we have a product that, is really versatile in the field. And I think it's overlooked because it gets lumped in with the homeowner boric acid. So, some companies that have tried it on some cockroach cleanouts, as an example, have gotten phenomenal results, like 90% control within a few weeks and
Mm.
long-term residual. So,
Wow.
it's kind of the OG of the industry that, we really are telling people, hey, take a look at it again because it can really make a difference in cleaning out some problematic infestations.
Yeah, everything old is new again, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
So what's new for Nisus? What do you guys got on the horizon? Or
Well, the teaser would be come see us at Pest World.
oh
We
boy,
got some stuff cooking, and we do have a very active technical team. I mean, we have a phenomenal, bunch of resources at our corporate office in Tennessee, from our marketing department to, our regulatory people to, our technical teams. I mean, they're very creative people, some of the smartest people I've ever met in my life.
Mm.
And we do have some stuff in the pipeline, and some of it is new formulations, but also some of it is creative packaging and
Mm.
application, methods for existing products. So we think that that's going to bring some tremendous value and cost savings to the pest control companies that are going to use it. So we hope to have some new products launched at Pest World, and certainly maybe even
Great.
before.
Great. Now, if somebody had technical questions or needed assistance, would they reach out to you? Who can they talk to?
Yeah, so we have an 800 number where they can just go to our website and submit, and they can get through to our technical departments. We have a customer service and a technical department, and that is I just say go through our website and submit it that way or reach out that way. And then all of our reps in the field, we have a broad range of reps that cover the entire United States. All experts, proven people in the field. Nobody that's really green in our industry.
Mm.
These people are my counterparts, and they're some of the best resources you can have. Aside from like your your distributor reps and things of that nature. So you can reach out to me if you're in my territory. I cover from mid Jersey all the way to Maine, and then reach out to me if you're in that area, and I'd be happy to go out in the field, consult on any products and problems that you might have. I'm somebody that likes to be in the field a lot.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So we'll look forward to what we see around Pest World time. That's end of October, middle end of
Yes.
October. I know New York State has a event there towards the end of that month of October too. So maybe we'll get the skinny on that as we get closer. If anybody wants to get a hold of you, how can they best do that?
Well, let's see. Right. Let's see.
Oh,
It's
yep,
it's it's opposite. So that QR code that you see,
yep.
the mirrored image of this background, but that QR code, if you scan it, that
Oh,
is my business card. So
oh,
that'll
cool.
put me right in your phone with my email, and my phone number, my cell number. So that's the best way to get a hold of me. But for those of you that are watching on a smartphone where you might not be able to multitask like that, it's simply 646-531-2490. That's my mobile number. And my email is George nissuscorp.com.
Awesome. George, we look forward to seeing you at the Spring Fling on April 30th down in Great Neck. And
I am looking forward to the Spring Fling. It's always a great event.
yeah.
Kind of a storied event for me because back 32 years ago, Harriet and I were, together over at York Chemical in those days, and
Oh, wow.
one of the first seminars I ever did was with York Chemical and New York Pest Management. So it's kind of a happy homecoming for me, to be back supporting the event. So look forward to seeing a lot of people that are either members or non-members show up, because it's a phenomenal networking event. And this year we also have the, cocktails afterwards. So, I look forward to hanging out with some customers.
Yeah, for sure. We look forward to seeing you there. All right. Thank you very much, George.
My pleasure. And have yourself a phenomenal weekend.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks. Bye.